I don't like the statement of kids will be kids. And I'll tell you why I don't like that statement. I feel like from my experience, I feel like whenever I've heard someone say that, specifically a parent, whenever I've heard a parent say that statement, it's like a form of taking away accountability of your kid's actions and what your kid does on a daily basis. Kids will be kids, yes, but adults should be adults. If you see your kid is doing something that they shouldn't be doing, whatever that may be, you have to be an adult. You can't just say, okay, kids will be kids or boys will be boys. I've heard that too. Boys will be boys. Girls will be girls. These are all cop-out statements. Again, this is what I've heard, and this is from my experience. These are cop-out statements that people have made. Kids will be kids. Kids will be kids based on how you teach them, how you nurture them, how you bring them up, their upbringing, all of those things and more. That's when you will say kids will be kids, because they're going to be acting the way you already taught them. Now, on another alternate meaning, we should let kids be kids. That's a different tone. Kids, we should allow kids to be kids, because nowadays, in this society, we're rushing kids to grow up. We are really rushing kids to grow up. Half the things on the commercial is inappropriate. On a commercial, things that we as adults, we look at it and we're like, really? You're really putting that on a general commercial? Like, I have some things to say about certain commercials, but I'm not even going to mention it. You guys already seen some of these commercials that are very inappropriate for kids. Another thing is the inappropriate shows or inappropriate cartoons. It is so difficult. I'm not even gonna lie. It's so difficult because what me and my daughters do, we have movie night. So what I'm finding difficult is finding an actual movie that's actually appropriate. It's hard nowadays. Like, I'm really struggling. Like, some of the movies we watched, they were appropriate, but a good amount of them, they all had at least one inappropriate thing within the movie. At least one. Now, I try to go back in my past and I try to rewatch classic movies that I used to love as a kid or liked. Like the other day, I tried to look up the Addams Family, the real life version, the live version of Addams Family. And I was like, is this appropriate for kids? I don't know. I'd seen this movie a long time ago, but I couldn't remember if it was appropriate for kids. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna watch the movie, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if it's appropriate. 10 minutes into this movie, I kid you not, 10 minutes, the character Morticia, she looks at her husband and says, "You were really." This is not a quote unquote that I'm gonna give you, but her words basically were, "You were very wild last night. Let's do it again." And I said, "Oh no, we're not watching that. We're not watching that." Took it off immediately. Then I said, let me go look at Beetlejuice. I haven't seen that in a long time. I said, let's check out Beetlejuice. So within 10 minutes again, 10, 15 minutes, the man decapitates his own head and there's blood dripping from the neck. I said, oh no, we can't even watch Beetlejuice. So I'm at a loss because I'm like, we've watched plenty of movies already, but I'm like so lost on where to find appropriate movies, shows. I don't know. I'm really struggling with this. And like I said, there's so much inappropriate things. I don't know if I'm going off topic, but there's so many inappropriate things going on nowadays. Even on the iPad. You give your child an iPad. You give him something, maybe an app that you're familiar with, that you think is innocent, right? Next thing you know, you hear something that's inappropriate. Like, say, for example, you're driving. This happened to me. I'm driving and I hear something very inappropriate from my driver's seat. So I literally had to stop and see what's going on, see what my daughter was watching, my younger daughter. So it's just, we're in a day and age where everything is inappropriate. It feels that way. Like everything is inappropriate. And you try your best as a parent to kind of not conceal, because my technique of parenthood is not to conceal everything, but I know what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have to explain. Not shield, because I feel like you shield, you can only shield for so long. You can't shield forever. Your children are going to see things. They're going to hear about things. And regardless of how much shielding you do in your home, you're not going to be able to shield them once they leave your home. And that's the reality. So you as a parent just has to try your best. See what you can avoid as much as possible while they're young. But just know you're going to have to explain a lot of these things that they see.